What is good with the YouTube? It is your boy Sean 𝐂𝐲𝐄𝐓, aka Lil Nicky V6, represent Mandatory Thrive HGBM, because every day it is mandatory for us to thrive. And I'm back again with another video. But before I start this video, I want to ask you to head over to Amazon.com as well as blurb.com to purchase my first two published book, Give None Less Than 300, From the Basement, Poem Diaries from the Basement. One is a poetry book. One is a life application book. Both of them make you laugh, make you cry, and teach you a lesson. Link will be in the description. Anyways, I want to make this video for my introverts. Before I even get into it, we got to do the disclaimers, because people have all these ideas. Introversion, sigma male personalities traits doesn't mean that you have a past to not be assertive. It doesn't mean like you can glorify or use isolation as an excuse to not excel and be a productive part of society. Essentially, what it means is that these things look far different for you. So before I get into why it's important for introverts to isolate to a certain degree to find independence, I want to talk about be transparent about some challenges that I've faced, and some new things in my life that I'm implementing, and why I'm implementing them, and why my ego wouldn't allow me to implement them at first. So I train in the parks, but I also train in the gym. For the past years, I've trained more primarily in the gym more, but I don't use weights. Now, to be transparent, why did I initially start training in the gym? I initially started training in the gym when I was going through a divorce. What is the saying? Do I still got it? Right? I did what females typically do, right? Females typically, use men for attention and validation with no intentions to truly engage or be proactive about anything happening with them. So what I essentially did when I was going through a divorce was the same thing. I would come in the gym. I knew that I was very animated. I knew that my workouts was very creative. I knew that my workouts was very wild, and it was much different than what you would typically see in the gym atmosphere. And I did all of this because that's truly who I was morphing into and who I was becoming, but I also did this to harness the attention of women, right? With no intentions of ever engaging with any of these people, just to say, okay, I'm okay. I can obtain some affection or intimacy from a woman. That's why I did it. And for that season, I guess it was effective. I got through that season very not easily, but I made it through. You know what I'm saying? And I got through to the other side. So but there was fallbacks with that. Because of this, this caused a lot of attention from men as well. This also caused a lot of distractions. So at some point, I noticed that my growth in my training and my growth, because my training to me is pretty much linked to my mental health. My growth in my training was stagnated. And it was stagnated because of these reasons. In the point of this video, I am an introvert. I am a Sigma male. And I hold, like most introverts and most Sigma males, I hold a different ideology and approach to life. So if you typically, an introvert, you may be an empath, especially if you have, done the work that you need to be healthy, you're probably an empath. So essentially, when you are an introvert or an empath or a Sigma male, what typically happens is you absorb the belief systems, the emotions, and a variety of different things of the environment. And you can, make these things your own and struggle with these things. And these things can murky up and, grainy, granitize your brain and different things like that, and your brain fog, and it won't help you excel as much. So, which leads me to the first point: introverts, empaths, Sigma males need to isolate as much as possible for the sole purpose of expansion and independence, right? Because if you were chosen one, you just don't fit into the social norm. You if you really, an introvert such as myself, you have no desire to excel in the way that the social hierarchy says excelling makes sense. So even if you climb the ladder and you're not isolating to find that independence, you're not going to have a full tank. You're not going to be operating at your fullest potential, right? And you're going to be taking on so many different things. And, for the past 2 weeks, I've been training outside. I canceled my gym memberships. I've saved so much time. I've saved so much money. I've grown in 2 weeks, probably more than I've grown in 3 to 4 months at the gym, because I'm doing so much second guessing and deflecting and being distracted by women, and this guy's being competitive. And now that's really the challenging aspects of it. The beauty aspect of it is the communal aspect of it, the encouragement aspect of it. But at some point, the scales begin to tip over, and I may have a routine that I really want to focus on, but someone is constantly like staring me down or feeling competitive, or a girl is constantly looking at me, or whatever the case may be, and I might get distracted and may need to move and all of that other stuff. And I noticed that, okay, in an hour, I'm getting so much done compared to at the gym. This may take me an hour and a half, right? Along with all of the baggage that it brings. So that's just the gym environment. This can be, in the workplace. This can be with family. This can be with friends. This can be just generally whatever you're involved in. And my main motivation at this particular point is to fulfill, my maximum potential and to really grow as much as possible. And I see that isolating myself for the sole purpose of independence is the best form of growing for me. And if you're an introvert, it's probably the best form of growing for you, which is why I made this video. So the second thing is introverts should do some form of journaling. I do two forms of journaling. I do pen and paper journaling, and I do verbal journaling, right? And verbal journaling is where you press record, and you just talk like you would write in a journal. And this, in my opinion, is one of those things especially good for empaths, to process all the different thoughts of the day so you can kind of decipher what is yours and what's not yours. Like, you can process the things that you are, the toxic things that you are contributing, and you can, scrap the toxic things that don't come from you. That's what journaling has essentially helped me to do, but also it's helped me to kind of like decipher what I truly want in life, like what I want to do, where I want to go, who I really am, and why, right? Like, so when things don't line up, I can really pinpoint those things fairly quickly, right? Because the processing that journaling does for me. So I would say, introverts, have you a journal. Do you a verbal journal. These are very beneficial tools that's helped me in many, many ways. And then introverts, empaths, sigma males, I would say purposeful use of social media is the only use that you should have. I think that isolation from social media is the best approach, but that's not always particularly an option for people. People have businesses, people have careers, right? Sometimes people even, introverts have a harder time, socializing. So social media kind of gives a bit of a easy way to engage people. But I would say limit social media use as much as possible, right? Because the flip side of what I just said is that if you are an introvert, right, we don't want to be antisocial. Like, we don't want to be completely socially awkward, right? We just enjoy things a little different. Like, we like depth, we like intensity, we like passionate, we like conversations with meaning. Like, we don't like to just trade ideas or debate or prove our point. We're really looking for very, very meaningful and deep connections. So I say all that to say that, social media may be hindering you improving your social skills, because once again, we can get away with very minimum, social connections because we just thrive better alone. I love being alone. Like, I love being alone, and I always loved being alone, but just didn't really completely understand it to the understanding that I understand it now. So limit social media, but add more social experiences as you see fit. Be intuitive about it. Pay attention to how you are, responding and adapting to those, social engagements. And are they, are you loving on people and are people loving on you, right? And it has to be reciprocal, right? It has to be mutual. It can't just be you extracting from them or them extracting from you. It has to be a two-way street type of situation. So those are the tools that I have for my introverts in this video. I'll be back with more content. Please subscribe to the channel. The channel has a three-way focus. It focuses on music, fitness, and personal development. So you'll see videos of me doing my, music stuff. You'll see videos of me doing my fitness stuff, and you'll definitely see videos of me doing the personal development, which this is a personal development video. And I appreciate you guys. Remember, dream big, work hard, live great, don't stop. It's your boy Sean Rock to the. I'm signing out. Peace. Rah, rah, rah.